Welcome back to another episode of Bromance. I'm Ryan, and today we had Brittany Morales on the pod. We started off talking about her weekend. She played in the Sin City tournament. We then moved on to some Would You Rather questions. We then moved on to questions from me, and we finished with questions from the people. I will say that we were on a little bit of a time crunch, that Brittany gave some really good answers. I couldn't really press her too much on it, but thank you for everyone who sent the questions in. That is it. I hope you guys enjoy. Welcome back to another episode of Bromance. I'm Ryan, and today we got Brittany Morales on the pod. Brittany, how are we doing?
Doing good, doing great. How are you, Ryan?
I'm doing good. It is currently, what time is it right now? It is 8:04 Eastern time. Brittany, what time is it in your time zone right now?
It is 6:04 here in Arizona. No time change either, so it's the same time all year round.
Yeah, so behind the scenes, I was texting Brittany like, "Hey, I can record a little bit sooner if you want. Like, you have your open gym," and she's like, "Aren't we recording in like 2 minutes?" And I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm such an idiot."
It's not common knowledge. I feel like most people don't even realize that we don't change time here in Arizona. So I didn't realize that when I first moved here either. So no biggie.
Yeah, not having that time zone change, honestly, with the daylight savings, like, sign me up.
hmm It's nice. I like it. Don't have to worry about it, and it just stays the same. Although, like I said, my family back home, I'm like, are we on the same time or not? When I drive back home, am I going to get there an hour late or an hour on the same time? So,
Yeah, and where did you used to live before?
I was born and raised in El Paso, Texas, for most of my life, and then got older and lived in New Mexico. Went back to Texas during COVID times, and then finally wound up here. And I've been in Arizona since.
Okay, awesome. I've only been to Arizona once, but I liked it.
It's nice. I think there's so much to do here. Like I like Texas, but every time people ask me like where from in Texas, I'm like none of the fun parts. Like it's El Paso's. I like El Paso because it's where my family is, but there's not a lot to do there, and I just felt like I did everything I could. So Arizona, there's so much to do here, and I like being close to the beach. I can go up north and skiing and stuff or snowboarding, whatever I feel like doing. There's a lot of concerts and stuff that come out around here, and obviously dodgeball. There's not really dodgeball in El Paso, so there's a lot to do here, and I like it.
How far is the beach from you?
You can go to California to the beach, and I think that's like about 4 or 5 hour drive. It's not too bad. Or you can drive into Mexico, to Puerto Peñasco, or I think some people here call it Rocky Point. Um, and that's like a 3 hour drive. So it's not too
Ooh.
bad. Yeah. And since it's like Mexico too, it's a lot cheaper to go because, pesos are significantly not as much as the dollar is. So it's fun. I've been twice and I had fun every time I've gone.
Okay. So I live in Connecticut and I can drive to the beach in like 45 minutes.
Okay. I always have never been to the beach on the East Coast, and I always just picture them as like cold. So I always like never think about going to like there, like high up north on the East Coast to go to the beach. I've been to like Florida to the beach, and that was fun.
When
What's
you
it
go
like
to
in
the beach,
Connecticut?
do you like go in the water?
Sometimes like I do enjoy going in the water, but if I'm just gonna sit around a tan, like I'll do that as well.
Okay, you could do that in Connecticut. So I'm not big on going in the water because there's sharks and shit. Like I'm terrified of like actually going on the water. No, thank you. Like I'll go out like I don't know, 100 feet, 150, whatever. Not too far. After that, dude, I'm good. No, thank you.
Do you get shark attacks there? Like I know sharks live in water. I'm not dumb, but like I didn't.
Uh, I mean, hold on. I'll look this up as we're talking. But last shark attack in Connecticut. It probably has been forever, but like the deep sea is crazy to me.
I was just
Um,
gonna say, are you one of those people that is like deathly scared of the ocean? Like for good reason though. It is scary.
uh, so like I'm saying like deep sea, like the shit like bro, we haven't even explored this part yet.
Mm.
You're gonna laugh. This is hilarious. The the last recorded shark attack in Connecticut was in Bridgeport, August 24, 1960.
You know what? Maybe it's just good to have a healthy fear. I'd be scared of a shark too. I get it. It's because they don't get in the water like you. Everyone since then, I'm sure, is just they've known that and they've stayed, kept their distance. Maybe that's why.
I'm chill. Like I'm on land. I know where I belong. They're in the water. Like I'm
Hmm.
good. But I go to the
Yeah.
beach. I have a few drinks. I hang out in the sand. You can tan. Like it does get pretty hot in Connecticut, but definitely not like Arizona.
Yeah. Yeah. I very, very different. I think I went up there for a round in, where does Tara live? Philly, the Philly round.
Mhm.
And I told her like, man, it just looks so different. It was so cool to see like old buildings and just like more of like our history. Like you don't have that in Arizona. Like no one was here putting statues and Liberty Bells and things in Arizona. Like we have stuff, but not like to the abundance you guys do on the East Coast. So I think that's
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah. And Connecticut, there's like a lot of older buildings. Obviously, there's like
Hmm.
newer developments and stuff too. But yeah, you definitely get like all four seasons, and then you get to see like I guess history.
Yeah, I think that's cool. That's something I envy a little bit. Arizona's weather, like I like the heat. I'm much more tolerant of like hot weather than I am cold. But I do like every time I see like Halloween rolls around and I see like how beautiful like the leaves get over there, and you guys actually get to have like a nice snowy Christmas. And here it's like no, it basically looks the same all year round. It's slightly like cooler, but like nothing really like drastically changes here.
I can understand that. I lived in Florida from age 6 to 10, so I kind of get that a little bit. I was still growing up, but it is cool seeing the seasons in Connecticut, but
Hmm.
the winter sucks.
Do you guys get like would you have to do the whole like snow shoveling
Oh
thing
yeah.
and like okay, I lived in like when I lived in Albuquerque or New Mexico, we used to get snow too, and I never grew up around snow, so like the first time it snowed a lot, I people were like, "Oh, you have to pour like salt to get rid of the snow." And I got like table salt. It clearly didn't work because I
Nope.
didn't know that it was a specific type of salt. So I am so like uninformed about what it's like to live in like really cold weather all the time. And I'm kind of happy about it. It doesn't look great. I don't want to wake up earlier to defrost my car. I don't want to shovel like a driveway. I'm good here.
That's my morning routine. I wake up at 4 a.m. I go outside at 4:15, warm up my car for 20 minutes, hop in it, drive 5 minutes to work. But it will be like I think it's 9 degrees right now outside.
9 degrees.
Yeah.
You're good there, Ryan. I'm good here. I'm like, it's kind of hot. I should open my window. I'm going to turn on my fan right now.
It's too funny. But you had a dodgeball tournament this weekend. How was that?
It did. Sin City. It was good. It's always good. I love Sin City. It's always so much fun. I love going to like Sin City and Squid, are like more LGBTQ centered tournaments. Um, I love being an ally and supporting my friends. I have so many friends that fall somewhere on that spectrum, and um, it was good. We hope to have placed better than what we did, but I still had fun. I got to meet new people I've always wanted to play with. So that's always a plus for me. I go just to these tournaments to make sure that like yeah, I'm reminded why I like play this sport, not just like for the competitiveness, but because I just enjoy it and I enjoy the people. So Sin City was good. We had a lot of fun.
I have a question in my question like bank, I guess, of like asking people, and it's what's your favorite tournament? And every time I see it, I ask myself that same question. And I think it's Sin City because I've
Mhm.
been playing for 15 years and I go to these tournaments and it's like super high level, super competitive. And I'm like, hey, like I played in Sin City twice and then I went to Vegas like way back in the day for UDC. But like when I
Mhm.
go there and I see everyone smiling and like the tournament is like meant for something else, I'm like, this is dodgeball. Like I need to go at least like once a year to this tournament and like experience this and remind myself why I play dodgeball.
Exactly. Yeah, that's how I feel too. Like I do love this sport, and I think there's like sayings and things how people like, do what you love, you won't have to work a day in your life. And I'm like, I mean, I guess that's true, but sometimes like all that added pressure of like if you have to rely on something to make money and it used to be something you love, it kind of takes like the joy out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like, yeah, like Sin City's one of those tournaments and where I feel like I don't feel this like immense pressure to like get first place, get this, do all this, like just kind of constantly be on it. It's a bit more lax. And I find that like, yeah, I usually play better too when I'm not feeling so like flustered or rushed, and getting to know so many people. I swear, every time I go to Sin City, my I wind up just like getting 20 more people following me on Instagram or something. I'm like, who are you? Who are you? And it's like newer players and like older players. Like I think this past weekend I got to know David O'Brien a bit more.
Hmm.
Um and we were talking a bit, and I was, yeah, telling him how our dodgeball experiences, and uh I was like, yeah, I know you. I saw you on ESPN. Like
Yeah,
you got
yeah.
to play. I'm Brittany. I've been watching you. That sounds so weird. And he's like, no, I know you. I've seen you on USA stuff. So I was like, oh my gosh. And it's always so much fun, and meeting new people too that I just got into the scene too will tell me things like that as well. So you meet all walks of life of people at these tournaments, and I love that. It's so much fun.
Yeah, I didn't go. I didn't go last year because it was our, I think, baby shower. I think that's what it was for my
Mm.
son. And then this year it just didn't work out. I was supposed to sign our Connecticut team up. I was on vacation. I got a little too twisted, and it was like 8 p.m. at night, and they're like, "Yo, can you sign us up?" And I'm like, "Oh shit, that's today." And then they're like,
No.
"They sold out at like 10 a.m." I'm like, "Dude, there's 75 teams. What do you mean they sold out?" They're like, "Yeah, if you didn't sign us up, we're beat." So we were beat.
Yeah, I talked to Jake about it too, because he said he was a little bit worried about, because kickoff landed on the same weekend too. So he was worried that they wouldn't have as much of a turnout. And he was like, oh no, we filled up like within hours. And it even surprised him as well. So it's cool to know. Since City's like always, every year I tell people, if you want to do it, you better like lock in your whole team to get a spot, because it does fill up so fast.
Yeah, and the teams are so big too, with 8 people
Hmm.
being on the court.
Yeah, it like we went to a new gym this year instead of the one they had been using for the last couple of years, and it was good. It was nice. It was at the university out there, and even then, I was telling people, man, there's so many teams here that like the other few people I knew, well, not few, but the people I knew on other teams were like, I don't play this team. I never see that team. Like so many of us didn't even get to play other teams because there were that many of them, and
Hmm.
the schedule just couldn't accommodate. But yeah, it was a good turnout. It was a really good turnout. A lot of good teams, old, recurring, new. It's always a good time.
I was very jealous. I had a lot of FOMO between Sin City and Toronto this weekend, but I was watching my football. So that's the one thing that kind of sucks is like it's NFL playoffs.
Hmm.
So like you play like 2 days, and I don't know, the end of Saturday. I think it was like 2 years ago, the end of Saturday. I'm walking through like a casino with my wife, and I look over and like the Packers are beating the shit out of the Cowboys. I'm like, oh, I'm missing this. What the fuck? But I mean, yeah.
I feel like having FOMO for like all these tournaments is always my thing. That's why I can't say no to any of them. So I understand that completely. But then like, but I realize like I haven't really been watching football as much now that I don't live with my dad anymore. Like he was the main reason I'd watch football. So I'm not typically watching football. Like I'll keep up to date and I know about it. Not a Cowboys fan. I know I said I'm from Texas, so I think the Cowboys are kind of overrated. Sorry, Cowboy fans. Or like they do well during the season and then come playoffs and then like they choke. I was like,
Hmm.
that's frustrating. But
I love to see it.
I mean, I don't have a dog in this fight. I hope they all have fun.
You're hoping for a tie.
Yeah. I'm hoping, or I don't know, like I'm hoping for some drama that I can just like, ooh, this is like more fun than waiting 20 minutes for like a 2-second play.
Uh-huh. So have you been watching the playoffs at all?
Not really. No, I
No.
I like I said, my dad's a Steelers fan. So if I knew anything, like I knew
Ooh.
about the Steelers, yeah, sorry. I like I said, I don't have a dog in this fight. I don't really like I like watching football. I'm honestly super hyped more to see Bad Bunny during the Super Bowl than I am any team. Like I already have like I ordered a shirt off Etsy. Like I'm here for Benito. I have like all my Bad Bunny stuff. Like I just gonna be a vibe, a good time during Bad Bunny's concert. There happens to be a like football game during it, but
Hmm.
I can just wrestle through the football game to watch Bad Bunny.
I have no clue what he's gonna be saying, but I know shit's gonna be fire.
Exactly. That's you don't have to know. All you just got to do is shake it. You just got to have a good time, and you'll be fine.
My barber shop, my barber, he's Spanish, so every time I
Mhm.
walk in there, Bad Bunny's playing or something is playing. So I know like the like if like I hear like the first 10 seconds of a song, I'm like, oh, I know that song. I don't know the name of the song, I don't know what they're saying, but I've heard that song before.
I fucking love that, Ryan. I love it. I love to hear it. I tell people he's such a good artist. He's such a good performer, and I love like what he's doing for the world. Even if you don't necessarily speak it, but I encourage people like look it up. Like especially his most latest album. It's such it has so much heart and soul in it. I love me a good artist that brings out like good music to shake your ass to. Yeah, like it has a
Totally
point to
agree.
be made. Like, yeah, like he's all about Puerto Rico and helping out his people. But also if you want to come dance up on it, he's here for it too. Duality. I love it. The complexity.
It's always like the old white people that get upset. Oh my God, Bad Bunny is he's performing halftime last year. Oh my God, Kendrick Lamar. Oh my gosh, like shut up. You go there. You know you don't go there, but you watch the game on TV.
Mhm.
It's just halftime. It's half an hour. Who cares? Like if you don't want to watch
Yeah.
it, don't watch it.
Yeah, and I always think it's too. It's like the older I've gotten, the more I've traveled. Even for dodgeball, it's sent me to Mexico and Canada, all over the U.S. Like I felt like, man, the more cultures and places I learn about and the things I do, like the more grateful it makes me to be here and to see over there and what other people life is like for other people. So I think, yeah, the more exposure you can get to whatever this person's experience of life has been, I think it makes you more a well-rounded person. So like just why not be open to it? So I'm glad to see the NFL is having him and promoting, Puerto Rico more. They're very I've not to get political, but they're very under talked about. They're part of America and considering everything we're going through, like it's nice to see maybe more attention being brought to um what else is going on in our world.
For sure, different perspective.
Hmm.
All right, let's move on to some would you rather questions, and then we'll get into some dodgeball. Are you ready?
Okay. Yes.
All right. First, would you rather? Would you rather shovel snow at 6 a.m. or sit in Arizona traffic with no AC?
I know I just went on this whole like rant that like I couldn't do snow, but I really don't think I could do the AC, the lack of AC. Funny enough, my car didn't have AC at one point, and I had to use my other car for the longest time. And between like sitting in like hot cemented freeway with a bunch of other hot cars around you and like 115 to 100-degree weather, I'm probably gonna get a heat stroke and pass out. Like, probably not a safe thing to do. So I guess I'll shovel snow.
This is an easy one for me.
Snow, right?
Yeah, easy. Yeah.
Like, I mean, you just gotta like push it down the driveway too, right? I mean, just bundle up, push it through, and then,
Depending
right?
on how much snow there is, because like if you get like a foot of snow, like you are not doing that. You gotta go layers.
What?
Yeah, it's like an actual workout.
Oh my God. Okay, see, I'm telling you, I know nothing about like snow. I'm like, yeah, just like sweep it or something. I don't know. Like, and I forget that snow can come in like voluptuous layers. Like, it's not just like a thin ice or.
Mm-mm. Like that fluffy snow is nice, but
Mhm.
like the slush. Mm-mm. But a
Mm.
lot of people have snow blowers, so it's not really the end of the world.
So if you have a snowblower, does that like eliminate even if it's like large amounts of snow?
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. The snowblower is the way to go. A lot of people have been using leaf blowers lately, which I guess works. It's funny,
Oh,
but it
I
does
thought those were
work.
the same thing. I thought those were the same thing.
No.
They blow air out. Like, so is a snowblower like, is it like hot air?
So a snowblower, it has an auger, so it pulls the snow in and then it shoots out the top.
Oh, I thought, okay. See, I'm so bad at this. I've just been a desert person all my life. Okay, you're just gonna have to teach me a thing or two about snow because I clearly know nothing.
But that's an easy one. All right, next one. Would you rather experience 4 seasons a year, which are spring, summer, and fall, or have one really aggressive season?
Despite me living in Arizona, having one aggressive season, I would like all four. I think it's beautiful. Like I said, it's nice. I love. for as much as I love like my consistent heat here, having like rainy days or thunderstorms, I love it. It's so beautiful. But I don't think I could do like Seattle where it's raining like very often. I'd miss the sun. So I would want a nice healthy balance, like rotating through all the seasons. What about you?
Definitely the four seasons. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I used
Mhm.
to live in Florida. I don't struggle in the summer in Connecticut. Like it does get to like it'll get to 100 degrees sometimes in Connecticut, but it's not like the desert 100. It's like a
Mhm.
humid, gross 100. It's not Florida
Mm-mm.
100, but it's still gross.
Yeah, I think it's like I know it's hot here, but at least like it's not humid because I think we went to an Austin round once and it was like high 90s, but it was also humid and I was like this is the worst. Like I feel like I need to shower like every time I take a step outside. I was like this is I'd rather take the Arizona's dry heat. I know it's so cliche everyone says that, but it's true for a reason.
Yeah, for sure. The first time I went to Vegas, I was 18 and it was I think beginning of October and it was
Mhm.
70 or 80 degrees at night and I had a hoodie on because it did not feel like that.
Yeah, I can imagine. It's so weird. I tell people all the time too, like Arizona's like Texas, El Paso gets hot too, but at night in the summer it cools down. It'll drop to the 70s. And I tell people like I think what freaks or is like most people when they move here, they get weirded out by like, oh, it's 3 a.m. and it's still 100 degrees. I'm like, yeah, like it doesn't like really let up. So that's like one of the worst parts.
Uh-huh. All right, I'm two for two on guessing your answers correctly. This one, I don't know. I really don't. My last question. Would you rather play women's or mixed?
Mm. I love women's. I love women's foam. Were you right? Was that what you would have guessed?
I was thinking women's, but I'm like, I think Britney might say mixed here because she's like, I get to play against the men.
I mean, you're not wrong. I think it's one of those things like I love women's. I feel like I have more to do in women's. I feel like I'm much more active in women's. Whereas in like co-ed, it feels like not to say like I'm inactive, but or mixed. But I do feel like I don't have as much like to do as consistently, but it feels like the moments where I have to do something are much more like weighted in mixed than they are in women's. I do like catching men. Like that's my favorite thing in mix. So I have like this on running list of like people I need to catch that make me feel good about myself.
All right. I guess I didn't guess that one right, but yeah, not bad.
I'll count it. I'll count it. You were close. That's a tough one.
All right, let's get into some dodgeball questions from me, and then we'll finish off with questions from the people. We have a good amount.
Perfect.
All right, first question. How did you get into dodgeball?
Um, I got into dodgeball by asking a coworker one day what his plans were. I was just like making conversation when I was living in New Mexico. I was like, "So, got anything going on Wednesday?" He's like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to open gym." I was like, "Open gym for what?" And he's like, "For dodgeball." I was like, "Oh, that's cool. Like you play that?" And he's like, "Yeah, you should come." And I never stopped. Basically went to an open gym and just never stopped going.
Is there a league in New Mexico?
Yes and no. It's like a Club Waka or Phoenix Fraley
Okay,
kind of.
okay.
Yeah, it's and honestly, to my knowledge, when I lived out there, like I had no idea that dodgeball existed to this scale when I was out there. And I played out there for like 2, maybe 3 years. Like I played out there for a while and I used it more for like community and to meet people and hang out and stuff. But like no one I really know that like does competitive. I've heard like coming from New Mexico and I think maybe like one or two people. And out there like the rules are a little bit different. So that's why I don't know. I kind of don't necessarily count that for my competitive like career and stuff because I just was having fun and the rules were slightly different. Like I was you could block with the ball, but the second you'd block with it, the ball was dead. So you could block into yourself and it
Mm-hmm.
was fine.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was a rule. That was like a habit I had to break when I first started playing competitive because people would be like, "You're out." I'm like, "No, but it hit the ball," and they're all like, "Yeah," and then it hit
That's
you.
different.
You're
I've never
out.
heard of that rule before.
Yeah, like I said, I think it was more centered on like community and just like making friends and stuff. And there was like no strategy. Like also sending balls to like the corners was like a new concept for me. I was like, why are we giving it to corner? Like someone had to like break down the strategy of that when I first started playing competitive because like that just wasn't a thing when I was playing out in New Mexico. So it's not I don't really think it's like as competitive as like we know it to be.
Hmm. I met, I believe she was from West Virginia. Her name was Rihanna. She played on our Beast Coast team. But I'm
Hmm.
like, hey, I'm Ryan. Nice to meet you. And she's like, hi, I'm Rihanna. And I'm like, where are you from? She's like, West Virginia. I'm like, I don't think I've ever met anyone from West Virginia in my life.
Hmm. But it's well, it is crazy. Like some people that just like some states have like no dodgeball, or like I just don't meet any like anybody from like all the square states. You're gonna quickly learn I'm so bad at like geography. I know a lot, just not geography. But like I tell people, like New Mexico is like a place I never see anyone from dodgeball, or like Oklahoma. Like there are just some states I just don't hear of dodgeball. Like I know we always give Derek Johnson shit for being up in his
Oh,
corn loving.
Nebraska, right?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Well,
Crazy.
that's like Derek's like the only one we know, I think, in like Nebraska, basically. So in our we played with him in mixed in Mexico City. Our chat was constantly talking shit to Derek about, playing again, throwing at like cows and eating a shit ton of corn to get better. And that's why he's so good.
It's like why he's shredded too. Eats nothing
Yeah.
but corn.
Man just eats corn, like bench presses cows all day. Like that's and playing pickleball. That's all
Yeah.
Derek does.
Yeah. Absolutely shredded. What a beast.
Hmm.
All right. My next question. How long have you been playing dodgeball?
um, since I guess I'm don't technically count the New Mexico time. I've been playing competitively for like 3 or 4 years now here in Phoenix.
Okay. That's still a good amount of time. So you would say like 5 or 6 if you included the New Mexico time?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I guess it gave me a leg up too to like just get used to playing with like other adults and things, even though like there's no strategy. But yeah, like competitively, I basically moved here to Arizona. I was like, I want to do that again. That was fun. And then quickly realized that, oh, there's like a deeper layer to this. Like people have strategy and this, oh, like, what do you mean you're traveling to go play this? I learned it was such an eye opener when I moved here, how much bigger dodgeball was.
The first time I learned about Sky Zone and then Sky Zone qualifiers, and then I'm like, you can go to Vegas? What? And I just went down a crazy rabbit hole of YouTube UDC, and I went through years of it, like years and years, hours, like days of watching it. And I'm like, this is so cool. I'm so
Isn't
glad I
it?
found this.
Right? I normally when I talk to people about it, like the most like consistent response I get from hearing about dodgeball is like UDC and Sky Zone, and like that's how a lot of people I'm realizing found out about it, which is like crazy because I know I would have never found dodgeball if I had to go to Sky Zone. I don't want to be around kids when I'm out of work. So I would have never found it that way. But like I've gone back and watched a lot of those videos too, and I'm like, oh my God, look, it's like baby this person, and like look how like smaller they used to be. Like it's always like so crazy to see how deep like some of these people have been playing for. So like you two earlier when you mentioned you've been playing for like 15 years, I was like, oh my God, like Ryan, you don't even look like you're that old to be have been playing for that long. When did you start when you were like 12?
So I started playing, like actually playing right after high school. So I'm 30,
Mm.
so I would say 14 years. But when I mean like the first time I played like in an actual tournament, I feel like this is like the most nonchalant answer ever. But it's like I had a tournament and like my junior year of high school, and we played like all the other teams that wanted to sign up. So it was like students versus students. And then it took me a while to actually like want to play dodgeball outside of school. So after
Mhm.
we graduated, we started playing at a trampoline park called Flight, and then I I moved on to playing at Sky Zone. And then like at Sky Zone, like you have to have 6 people that are playing on the court with you, and it's like whoever's there. So then like some of our friends were like, "Hey, like you want to play?" And I'm like, "Okay, fine." We got more people. We got more people. Our friends started a team. We started a team. There's like a third Connecticut team, and then everyone kind
Gosh.
of slowly quit. But it was pretty cool. We were like running practices with like 15 to 20 people like every Tuesday night.
Oh my gosh. And did you guys play, what kind of ball did you guys play with at Sky Zone?
We
Or
started with the 8 and 1/4 foam, and then we moved into an absolutely gross ball type, and then we moved into no stink.
oh my gosh. I I was telling people all the time, like I hear about like all these stories and stuff of like when people first used to play and hearing about like 8.5 and like pinch and all these things. And I always only heard about it. And then I actually once saw like a charity tournament for like 8.5 here. And I was like, oh, you couldn't pay me to do 8.5. Like, that's insane. Like, that ball's half my size. Like, I'm not doing that. That's crazy.
Yeah, to throw it is crazy. Like I have tiny hands and like I would do so many forearm and finger exercises because like your forearms would be dead. Your fingers would be like you'd feel like you'd have arthritis because
Mm,
you're squeezing the shit out of those balls, especially not even just throwing, like someone throwing at you and you're ball blocking, like it's almost a kickball.
yeah, I think it's just like it was unnecessarily big. Like I still hear people like some people are just diehard fans still of 8.5. I've never really heard of anyone like a foam player preferring like the bigger size foam ball. But it's if I hear of people like preferring a bigger ball, it's always at 8.5, no sting pinch, and I'm like,
Weird
I'm
people.
good.
Stay away from them.
I tried to. I think I'm a little surrounded by them here in Phoenix. It's a very common topic here.
All right, so moving right into the next question. How often do you play and where do you play?
Um, every Tuesday we're doing cactus dodgeball here in Arizona, so you can usually find me there on a Tuesday night. Um, we used to do like same competitive stuff on like Sundays and Thursdays, but we haven't done those in a hot second. And if anything happens on Thursdays, it's usually been like specific people being reached out to like, if you really want to practice something, come try it. And sometimes it's foam, sometimes it's claw.
Okay. And can you talk about your dodgeball community? Who are some of the people that play?
Ooh. Ah, okay. I'm like, we have so many people. Um, so the people who run Cactus is Tony Sanchez. He's the women's coach for Team Mexico, their foam women's team. Katie Sanchez, who plays, Team USA. She's an all-star. Ruben, he's part of our committee too. Orlando Hooch, I don't know how to say his last name, we just call him Hooch. He plays for team or used to play for Team Mexico. And then Kenny, he runs all the social media stuff like that. So half the people who run Cactus are pretty deep into the community and play on national teams themselves. And then um we have like a bunch of like all-star people who play here in Phoenix. We got no, first and foremost, Andrew Ketchum, everybody knows, and Hasidro, Dylan, Cameron, Demonte, Katie, Sam Greco, Ursula Padilla. She plays for Team Mexico as well. Gage Young, Alan, Randy Hodge plays for Team Mexico too. We have like just stacked people here. So
Carla.
Carla, yeah, like me and Carla more recently making the team too. So it's insane the amount of talent that's here in Phoenix. And it's somehow like I forget and other people forget too. Once you start rattling off all the names though, they're like, oh dang, that's actually like a lot of people. I'm like, I know we're kind of small but big at the same time. I don't know.
Kendall too, right?
Yeah, Kendall's come out here too. Like some of them don't play as frequently as they used to. So I know like Carla travels a lot too. So she's all over the place and as she should be. I'm glad that she gets out there and just visits new cities and things all the time, even for like on trips for dodgeball stuff. She's like, I'm gonna go jump across this state to go visit this capital. Do you want to come? I'm like, what? So she's all over the place. So that's so much fun. But I'm trying to think, did I forget anybody else?
I found out at Nationals just because you guys were all sitting together that you guys
Mhm,
are all from like Phoenix, and I'm like,
mhm.
this is why they're all so fucking good because they get to play against each other every week.
Yeah, I mean, I when I first started playing, I people used to be like, "You got like really good out of nowhere," and I was all like, I've dedicated so much time to fighting for my life against all these national players. Like, trust me, I didn't just sit around. Like, I had like the hardest people ever constantly throwing at me all the time. I mean, I'm sure that like LA has a lot of good people out there too, and so does Seattle. Texas does too, but I think that's just like mostly outsiders. Like, I don't really know a lot of people that's not on outsiders but still live in like Texas.
When I think of like the top cities to play dodgeball in, like competitive wise, I think of Phoenix, I think of Seattle, and
Hmm.
I know Minnesota has a lot, but I think of I might be a little biased because I live on the East Coast, but I think of Long Island because they have a
Hmm.
lot of players out there.
Yeah, I feel bad because I always just forget about the East Coast. Like, I just never really out there, unfortunately, too often. But yeah, I know like Dylan Cruz is out there. You have Quan. You have who else? See, that's how bad I am because I never ask where people are either. I just go to these tournaments and then I'm like, okay, cool, nice to meet you. Got to go to court 8.
So
Yeah, and then
so Taylor Pineda, he lives out there.
yeah.
Giancarlo, Nikki,
Oh, Sam
for
Say, duh. I know all these people. I
so
just forget.
so Sam, she lives in Long Island, but like they Philly people do come up to go play in Long Island tournaments sometimes. Um, and then people from Boston come down too. So like Bo and John Gatlin, Claire, she lives in Boston. So
I think I just forget how close you guys are too. Because like I guess like Philly and Long Island must not be that far, but like obviously like here like in South like Texas, I tell people like Texas is huge. It takes like 12 hours to drive through it. So like when people say like, oh, they're like states away, I'm like, how far close is that? Because states are so much bigger down here.
so I live in Connecticut, and I can drive 2 hours up to Boston and play every Sunday night if I want.
Oh, that's not bad.
My league is on Monday nights, and then I can go down to Long Island, which is about 2 hours also,
Mhm.
and play once a month in tournaments. It's called semi-pro. They haven't started the season up yet. It starts in April, but that's
Mhm.
like an every month thing, once a month. And then I can drive 3.5 hours down to Philly and play in Philly. So I could play all the dodgeball I want living in New England.
That's so nice. I see. I wish we had that here. We basically only have like Arizona, I mean Phoenix, which isn't bad. It's just like we just don't have anywhere else that's close. Like I think, although one time I did drive to LA sporadically and made like a last minute decision and stayed with Kara out there and played in their Friday night league. So like we can do that, but like also like I had to leave right after work and like try to fight LA traffic, which was insane.
Also, Kara, she moved to New York too. So Kara's out here now as well.
I know, yeah, she's I kind of been keeping up with her. I know I'm like, girl, you're crazy. That from the like sunshine summer state to like cold winter. I'm like, you're brave. I don't know if I could do that.
Yeah, when I heard she moved out here, I'm like, from LA?
Hmm. That was my exact reaction too.
All right, moving on to my next question. Who's one player in your community that doesn't get a ton of spotlight that we should be on the lookout for?
Mm, I have like 3 people in mind for this. One of them maybe more well known, Jesse Brown. He played on
Oh,
It Girls.
hmm.
And then he's on practice, or he made the practice squad. And Jesse's so good. I love Jesse. He's who I played with too in Sin City. Jesse's, I feel like someone who's a bit underrated, but he's been putting in a lot of work and effort and coming up. So Jesse, and then I have we have a new guy. His name's Nick Kramer. He's like super duper tall. Um, he's like, it feels like he's like me. He just like showed up one day to dodgeball and just started like catching everything, throwing everything. He throws super duper hard, and then just like I haven't seen him like not basically come to a tournament since.
Wow.
So yeah, like he's been pretty committed. And then the last person that comes to mind, who she lived here all this time and then moved away to Denver, is Claire Okens.
Mm,
Um,
okay.
she doesn't travel as much, but she really wants to. And I think she went to the Untitled tournament last year. She's been to Mile High a few times. So she's getting there. She's like working into it a bit more. And yeah, like she's someone too that has been trying to dip her toe in. And I think it's like one of those things like it's a little bit hard and scary to go to a tournament if you potentially don't know anyone and just like try to free agent a team and then find your own like living arrangements and flights and things. I think that's a bit harder, but yeah, she's been working. Those three people come to mind from Cactus that are just putting in a lot more work and effort to try to go to more tournaments and just show up. So it's nice to see. We try to get more people here to play dodgeball.
That's awesome. I met Jesse Brown last year at Nationals. I got to
Mhm.
play against him. He has a nasty throw. He has like a very weird arm slot, and he is a crazy good catcher.
Yeah, I think Jesse's a really good all around player. I think it's just one of those things like it's you have to just kind of like climb through the trenches when you're kind of like newer or you're trying to get to that like national level where you just got to go to all the tournaments, you got to go to the things, you got to put your name out there, and he's trying. So, and it's nice to see that like you remember recognize him too. It shows that like I think he's on the right path.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. All right, moving on to the next question. What's your favorite dodgeball memory to date?
My favorite dodgeball memory to date. I probably have to say it'd be like my first like medal for USA round in Chicago. I'd been playing at that point for probably over a year. Yeah, for probably over a year and hadn't won like anything. I was always kind of getting to like finals ish or top five. Like all the teams I was on, I was doing well with, but we just weren't like closing out. We weren't getting first place wins. Yeah, Chicago round, I finally had like a set women's team. I was on Nemesis and we were playing against Northern, Northern Rain, Northern. And it was like finals. We were in a no blocking, and Caitlin Dion, was just like catching everything and taking everyone out. Like we had to play them earlier in round robin, and I was so annoyed with her. She kept catching everything I threw at her. I was like, girl, there's nowhere I can aim at you where you don't scoop it up. So in that last game, it was just her, me, and Viv, and she took Viv out. And I threw it at her and thinking like, oh my God, if this bitch catches me again. And Caitlin did go for the catch. It like rolled into her and then just kind of like, just, sometimes that ball that just like gravity pulls it like straight down. And it, unfortunately for Caitlin, she dropped it. Fortunate for me, she did. And we won. And that was the first medal I had ever gotten. And it felt nice too to know that like I was the one who closed it out too. Like I just, for me, it kind of solidified that like I deserved to be here and like I should trust myself to play, not letting something that happened earlier in the day affect me to still do my best. So that was like super rewarding.
Was that the last play of the game?
Hmm. Yeah,
Oh,
it
that's
was like the
sick.
game winning throw. And then I was like, oh my God. Like, it's so funny because when I went and looked back at the video of the film of it too, you get like, I was just stunned. Like, I won and I just kind of like just stood back and just watched it because I was just like, oh, I did it. Like, and my whole team's like rushing me, like excited. And I was still like processing it. I was like, oh, I did that. Oh, I did that. So it took me a second to kind of I like, oh wow, I can do this. We can do this. So that was like one of the biggest moments that stands out for me.
That reminds me of Flight's tournament in Chicago 2 years ago, where it was Nikki
Hmm.
versus Zach Fernald at the very end, and they both threw at each other. Nikki threw and went low. Zach threw and went for the catch, and he just missed it, and Nikki got him out. Last play of the game, championship, like in Chicago.
Chicago's magical for these like last minute games. Like I love it's so nice seeing those like close games. Like I know like when you're in it, it's kind of like, oh, it's so nerve-wracking. But as a spectator, they're always so much fun to watch like things like that happen.
Were you like so in the moment, like you didn't recognize it, or like you watched it afterwards, and you're like, holy shit.
I definitely I took me like time to process all of it. Like I said, I just like when I watched her drop it, I was like, like my brain was still thinking about it. I don't know what was going on. Yeah, like I guess like I said, like I felt like I had always gotten to that point where my team did good and then we just didn't quite finish it. That at that point I was like, oh wow, we did it. I did it. We did it. Like it just all took it took me a second to just kind of like soak it all in and then I took all the pictures with that, immediately sent them to my friends and my family back home. And it was a very, very good moment, very validating moment.
That's awesome. I remember the first tournament that I won was at a Sky Zone. I'm like, I don't know, 19 years old or something like that. And we're holding like the biggest fake check for like 200, I think it was like $150.
I feel like at 19, like $150 is like, yes, that's so good. Like I mean, we don't get anything for winning now. I mean, just credits, but I'm still okay with that. But $150 too, I wouldn't. I'd be fine with that too.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. All right, moving on to the next question. Have you had a welcome to dodgeball moment? And I feel like you might have living in Phoenix, getting to play against a lot of like these big arms. Maybe not.
um, yeah. I A moment that like really stood out for me that um I've told several people about, that was like a game changer for me, was we used to have like super competitive practices on Thursdays and not a lot of people went. And at the time it was like 3-on-3 and it was like Andrew Ketchum, Isidro, and Cameron versus me, Randy Hodge, and Dylan Clark Oden. And I at the time was like, I still was like fairly new to the sport, but I was going to all the practices and all the things. Like I wanted to get better, and I knew that like I'm not going to get better playing against people that don't really challenge me. Like I need to do this. But that practice, I like laid out in the gym at one point, just like thinking like, why did you invite me? Why am I here? Like I can't do anything right. Like I wasn't like used to just also like playing against Isidro. He's so fast and he's a lefty, so it was just so hard to like read him. I thought I'd get out of the way quick enough, and it's like that ball had like heat seeking like capabilities. Like wherever I dodged, that ball would just find me. And if I tried to block it, it'd sneak around it. And trying to catch a Cedro, it was impossible. And if it wasn't a Cedro, then it'd be Cam. And if not Cam, didn't catch him. So I was like, oh, it was like this. I'm not doing anything. And if I tried throwing, I'd just get caught. So I remember being very, very frustrated with myself and feeling bad for Randy and Dylan, being like, I'm not helping you guys at all. And I don't even know what to do. And that was like a really hard practice for me. And it was so interesting because like halfway through, like Ketchum had noticed that I was just like on the floor, like hating myself. And he was like, what's wrong with you? And I was like, I don't want to talk about it. And after the practice, he's like, so why are you upset? And I was like, because I didn't do anything. Like, and if anything, I made it harder for my team. And I get really hard on myself when I feel like I'm not being helpful or when I feel like I'm making things harder for my own teammates. And he was all like, bitch, you are every single person here is a national player. Like, relax. Like, he's like, yeah, it's going to be hard. He's like, but this is how you're going to grow. Like, don't be so hard on yourself. So, that was nice. Like that was a practice I mentioned to a lot of people how like not every practice is a good practice, or I walk
No,
away
no.
feeling like, "Oh, I learned so much," or I feel great. Like that practice I felt like helped more of like the mental headspace of dodgeball, which like not a lot of people I think like give enough credit or awareness that like dodgeball is very much a mental and like emotional sport, I think. So, and if you the second like you kind of let it get to you, you stop being confident that you can go for the catch. You stop being like, oh, like aware to like get out of the way. So that I think that practice helped me out a lot too, to also be more like patient with myself and to learn that, not every practice is going to be a good practice, but that's okay. Not every game is going to be a good game, and we'll grow from it.
That is an awesome practice with like six really good players. Like, sign me
Hmm.
up. That sounds sick. But just to kind of turn this around a little bit. So, living in Connecticut when I first started playing dodgeball, I don't know if you ever heard of the Shooters. It's like the
Hmm.
old Anarchy team, pretty much. So I would play against like Mikey McGee when he's like 14 years old, just smacking the fuck out of us. And
He was already a beast at 14.
yes, destroying grown men, like grown ass men. Brandon, Kelly, the Leche brothers, like just absolutely getting destroyed. So we go up to Boston, get shit on. It's not even a round robin tournament; it's double elimination. Get shit on so fast, and then drive home. And we did that for 2 years, and I'm
Oh
so
my,
happy that I stuck with it because if I didn't, it would have been so easy to be like, yo, you know what? Not for me, or like I'm not going up to Boston anymore. Let me find like a different area to try and travel to.
Mhm.
But
Yeah,
like those are the best practices, or like obviously it's not like the best tournament, but like you need that.
exactly. And I think it's like it's good to talk about these things and let other people know. Like all of us had that one practice tournament game or whatever where you're just like, man, like this is hard, and you see like kind of where like the ceiling is, and it's just it's like an eye opener to see like just how much better you can be or do, and also I don't know, it's kind of humbling too, I guess. Not that I necessarily think I needed the humbling, but it was a good practice. And just like you said too, like I don't think I've ever played against Mikey McGee. I mean, I've heard of him and seen him because I know like they're anarchy right now and they're more focused on like cloth. Um, but yeah, I've heard the legends and the stories about Mikey, and I can't like I still see him play, and I'm like, how does he do that? Like, how does he play? Like, I feel that same way like about Hashi and stuff. Like, I don't know how these boys just move their body the way they do, and they're so quick about it. Like, I it's insane.
Yeah, probably number one and number two. I mean, I've never played on a world scale before, so like I'm gonna put them one and two. Like there's probably like
Hmm.
players from Malaysia or Canada that's up there,
Hmm.
but I mean they're one and two for me. They're absolutely disgusting.
Easy, yes, 100%.
All right, next question. What advice would you give to yourself when you first started playing dodgeball?
Um, First, get a bigger shoe size. For the longest time, I played in the wrong shoe size and was constantly losing toenails. It was the worst. I didn't think I was like, no, like this is the shoe I wear. So first advice, wear better shoes. Um, I think I probably would have told myself also too to like try all the things. I think for the longest time I shied away from ever doing corner because I was like, I don't have the arm for it. Like I know I'm fully aware of my strengths and weaknesses, and I just don't have a very strong arm. So I just always refused corner. And then the first time I made practice squad, I they were like, Britt, take corner. And I was like, I don't know how to do this. I've never done this before. So and yeah, like I didn't know what I was doing. And I think that moment made me realize like I need to just try. I need to try corner. I want to try all the things. So I think from that moment on, I took on, trying to figure out what for my body type and size and my strengths, what works for me being a corner, and then doing the opening rush and practicing a double pitch back and an open rush. Now making play calls, now trying to be a captain. Like if I could tell myself anything, it'd be just try all the things. You figure out what works best for you because you won't know unless you try.
That's some really good advice. And also too, like learning inside corner is going to help you play corner. Playing corner is going to help you learn middle. Like everything kind of just
Mhm.
works itself out.
Yeah, like I don't know if like when you first started you felt like there was just kind of this one spot you had to stick to,
It
but
was corner
it
for me.
yeah, and I feel like that makes sense for you. You have such a good arm. Like I've seen you play like even before I think we really got to know each other. I was like at first too I thought you were Matt Levine. I think I confused you for a second with Matt because like your playing style just looks so similar. You guys are like had the same build, and then you throw these like insane like wow, it's a really good throw. So I think I had to like double take you. I was like, that's not Matt Levine. Who is this guy? Like he plays like Matt.
I would take that as a compliment.
I admire both of you. I love the way like that's why like when Gage joined you guys on flight, I was like, wow, like all the same like playing style of these men. Like you guys are so fast. The row is so good. Like I loved watching you guys play at nationals. It's so good.
I am very excited that Gage is on our team, and yeah, I think especially like Matt and I, we've been playing for a long time together. Then we didn't play together for a few years, and now we're back. So like honestly, like the
Mhm.
first time we started playing, chemistry was there instantly. And I know Matt and Gage have like very good chemistry together. And Gage at
Mhm.
nationals was nationals the first time he played with us.
I'm not sure. He might have played with you guys one more time up time prior to that, I feel like, but I'm not sure.
I think Nationals was the first time he played with us, and like he instantly gelled. I'm like, this is awesome, especially having like Matt or I in a corner, or like Gage in a corner, and like me in the middle. I'm like, you can get like three people all moving together like that. Like that's awesome.
Yeah, like all of you are on the same page. It was so nice to see like you guys, all three of you, are able to like keep up with each other, and you're just all so difficult to hit. Like it was so nice watching you guys play. I was there help shagging for you guys a bit, so that's why too. I was like, oh, I know. Like it was good.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. All right, moving on to the next question. Favorite ball type, least favorite ball type, and why?
Um, Foam is obviously like my favorite. I love foam. I hated no sting when I first started, but it's grown on me. I mean, it has to. I have like the most medals in no sting than I do anything else. So I've gotten used to no sting at this point. And then cloth is also growing on me. I think the hardest thing I find about cloth is like the rules. They're
Mm,
they feel like just kind of like just like overly complex, but it's just because I feel like I don't play it that often. So like that whole like you got to put the ball down if you're in this area, but not this area. If you get hit and it pops up, someone else can catch it, but you're still out. You're still out, and the other person who threw that's out. But if you catch your own pop up, that's the only way you can save yourself, right? Is that how that rule works?
I've only played one claw tournament. That sounds right, but I know like USA rules are trying to be more aligned with WDF, but
Hmm.
like I think it's different for Worlds, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I find cloth rules to be a bit complex or like convoluted, and I think like that's the only like major reason that's kind of stopping it. Because I do have fun in cloth. I actually kind of enjoy cloth. I get to be a complete menace. Like if all I have to do is stay alive, I just run around that court like with all that freedom and space to move, um and it's just like a numbers game too. I think like it's hard to go from a foam mindset to cloth sometimes because it's just a numbers game. You don't. I think in my head, I keep thinking like I got to close out. We got to close out this game. We got to close out this game. And when I play with instinct, Kendall would always be like, "Brittany, get back!" I'm like, "Okay," because I'm trying to like bait balls or get more people out. And Kendall always had to remind me. He's like, "We're up bodies. Like we don't have to do that." So
Hmm.
it's not even that it's like a least favorite. It's just like me not being used to those rules and having to like get it through my head that like it's not. I don't have to close out. I just have to stay alive or stuff like that. And then obviously, like what the big complaint everyone says about cloth is hard to grip that ball.
Hmm.
I have
Yeah,
to work
same.
like yeah, I figure like most men might have an easier time because I feel like all of you guys have like bigger hands than me. But from what I've heard too, like a lot of men too are like, no, it's not all that like easier for me to grab it either. So yeah, I just it think it ruins like the surprise of like the element of surprise too, because you can't be fast. It's not like I can just pick up a ball, go and throw it. Like I'm like, nope, let me just find how to hold it. Cause if not, it's I'm gonna sail it or I'm gonna dirt it because I can't grip it.
I think the one thing too with cloth that's like really telling is someone rushing like on an away and they're just throwing pump fakes, but their pump fakes are so bad, but they can't
Hmm.
actually pump fake because the ball's gonna, it's just going to come straight out. So you're like, well, that person's not
Exactly.
throwing.
Exactly. 100%. You get it. That's it too. Like, and I think that's why sometimes like cloth makes it for me. I'm like, oh, I know for sure you're not throwing because like you're pump, it's hard to grip it to pump fake. So, and that's what too, like I feel like I have a hard time for cloth. I wind up like basketball passing it half the time to get people
I would
out
probably do
because
the
I
same thing,
can't.
honestly. Yeah. I have
Yeah,
tiny
like
hands.
really, I feel like you throw pretty well. So that's I just think
Tiny
everyone
ass
who
little hands, like, and a fucked up finger, but
don't we all? Yeah, but yeah, like it's hard to throw that cloth ball and it ruins like for I guess like people like me and you who are very speedy, just picking up a ball and trying to throw it. I'm like, oh, like I can't really. So I'm just gonna just gonna try to pass it in like an awkward place and hope it like hits them and get the out.
we played a Pittman round like 2 years ago, and we were killed a comp, and it was like myself, Dylan, Kwan, Kyle Sander, Taylor Pineda, and some others. But like I was like, boys, if I'm the last one in, or like I have a ball in my hand and I have to throw, I'm telling you
Mhm.
right now, we're fucked. Like, we cannot get down to that point. And I'm like, I can run the away, but like I'm gonna run the away hard and be with you guys, but like I can't throw the ball. So like I'm gonna run the away. Everyone's gonna be like, okay, he's in our face, but he's not throwing.
Yeah, I mean, and that's honestly half my strategy too. Is just like I think like when I say I'm like a menace, I just like bum rush people with a ball and they panic, and I just drop my ball and go for the catch. Always. I'm surprised how often and how well that works for me. Like I think I did it in the. I think it might have been the Pittman round too. I did it with like my Fang women's team, and Brandon Renfro, was scouting for cloth. And he comes up to me, he's like, I know you like your foam, but have you thought about cloth? And I was like, no, don't say that. I love foam.
Yeah, it's just a totally different ball game.
It is. It really is.
All right, moving on to the next question. Describe your perfect dodgeball teammate.
Ooh, my perfect dodgeball teammate. I think it's somebody who's like fun yet accountable. Someone who communicates well. Um, yeah, I think I want somebody who can tell me if I'm messing up and not make me feel like shit about it. But and also remembers to keep like the fun in it because I feel like majority of us play better when we're having fun. Um, and someone too who can be honest about what they see on the court and their outs themselves. I think like I often hear that like about like Matt Levine, for example. I always watch Matt play and I'm like, oh yes, go Matt, good dodge. And then he just walks off. I'm like, that hit you? Like I'm always surprised sometimes at like the outs Matt takes because I'm like, wow, like he could have played that off. I would have never known.
Hmm.
Um so yeah, I think those are things I just like admire in people in general, but it's also nice to see on like the court someone that like communicates well and knows how to like rally a team to close out or, pick their heads up after a loss. Like I think just a good teammate is someone who knows how to like lock in, but and when to have fun.
That's a really good answer because like I feel like it's a really big happy medium of like competitive
Hmm.
vibes, having fun, holding your ass accountable, being able
Hmm.
to like if I'm fucking up, I want you to tell me I'm fucking up. And like I've played sports my whole life, so like you can yell at me. Like yeah, I guess you can yell and swear at me. I guess there's a time and place for it, but like you don't have to tell me nicely, honestly. But I think in a
Yeah.
good teammate, like that person should be able to tell you that too as well.
No, I agree. Yeah. Like I feel like now that I've taken more of like some captaining roles and positions, it's like part of that's having like hard conversations and also knowing like what player you can talk to like that versus like other players like you can't really talk to them like that. And I think like being so fluid in like your mindset and everything in life, I think is important. Knowing that like I know this teammate, she wants to be talked to on the side, one on one, and I can try that. Where this teammate is like, babe, what are we doing over here? You good? You don't look good. You're getting lost in the sauce. Let's reel it back in. Like different teammates I've learned like need different things. And I try my best to ask them or be a little bit more preemptive about what my players need so I can give them the best opportunity to play.
That was a tough thing for me when I first started captaining because my dad coached me and everything, and he was a huge hard ass. So in return, I'm going to be a hard ass.
That's
Uh,
all you know. Yeah.
Honestly, yeah. And like I feel like I was a hard ass too many times, and then I stepped back. I would watch other teams and other captains and other strategies and everything else.
Hmm.
And I'm like, okay, before I'm a hard ass, I have to be like, hey, we're doing really good at this. We're doing really good at this. This we're not doing too hot. Like, let's work on this instead.
Hmm. Yeah. It's a learned skill. I think some people think that like either you got it or you don't. Which I think some people do. Like some people just already have like a step ahead in it.
Hmm.
Um, Whereas like others, like I think like Kate Gong was someone too when I first like played with her on Invasion once. She had like pulled me aside to be like, "Hey, can we work on this and this?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, absolutely. I could do that." And it was nice. Like honestly, I didn't really even know Kate that well, and if I'm being honest, Kate was always like, "I don't know if she likes me." She's just so Kate's very like neutral. So I was just like, I can't tell. I don't think she hates me, but I don't think she loves me. I have no idea how Kate feels about me. Um, but yeah, it was nice to see. Like it's nice to see other people and players who do such a good job like on the court as a player, but also to like leading their team.
Hmm. I totally agree. It's like back in the day, I'm not going to name the team or the player, but I
Mhm.
remember like a very good team just going at it. And I'm like, you guys are crazy. You've won so many tournaments and you're going at it like this. And like,
Mhm.
I wasn't even like in their huddle. I was like 20 feet away and I saw them just like, fuck you, no, fuck you. You're Sid. And I'm like,
Oh
what?
wow.
Oh my God.
It is crazy. Like I know of maybe a team or two that, is has interesting in team dynamics, but still win. Sometimes, not all the time. Um, and I mean, I guess if it works for that team and everyone on that team is on board with it, let it go. Yeah, like let it fly. Do what you do. I personally don't think I would thrive on a team like that. I have no problem people giving me feedback, but I definitely don't want someone calling me names, or especially in the middle of a game or something. And I because I also feel like try to be as self-aware as I can be. If I'm in corner and I'm just not hitting, I'm like, get this ball out of my hands. Someone take this damn ball and do something with it, because I am not. Like, you you try.
Yeah. Yeah. I totally agree with that. All right. Next question. Do you have any role models slash mentors in the dodgeball community?
Ooh, I guess like I mentioned, Kate Gong. Kate is someone I think like I sometimes Kate will be talking about strategy, and I'm like, damn, that's smart. Damn, that's smart. Like she keeps talking, and I just keep like, oh wow, like I would have thought of that. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Oh, that's a good idea. So I feel that way about Kate Gong, Katie Sanchez too. I really look up to Katie a lot. She's someone that, since she's here, she's more accessible to me than like some of the other girls who play in like LA, Seattle, or in the East Coast. But Katie's someone too that like I love, that like for as amazing as a player she is, like I've never seen that woman like ever like, well, she helps run Cactus, so she meets new people all the time, and like she'll talk about it, and they'll ask Katie about playing. She's like, yeah, I play. She's so humble about it. I'm like, no, she's like Team USA. She's amazing. Like I am like, Katie, you're amazing. Own it. So yeah, I look up to women like that. Crystal Briones is another one too. Karina Mizkila, Elisa. Like I feel like I have a lot of good female role models in this community that have always been like so open and like supportive of me. Like Ashley Cook is one that comes to mind too. Like she especially shouted me out when I made the USA team for Mexico City. And it's like, it's crazy. These women are incredible players on the court and incredible people like off the court. And I'm like fortunate enough that, a lot of them have inspired me to be a good player and a good captain and a good role model. And I try to give it back to like the newer girls who are just starting, where I realize like I'm not new anymore, really. I've been playing for a few years now. So I try to reach out to the girls and women that I see were in the spot I was in, and bring them up too, because I don't know if I would have gotten this far if it wasn't for them.
That's awesome to hear. And yeah, I feel like you have to too, honestly. Like for Connecticut, I didn't watch any of the tournament this weekend or either tournaments this weekend. I was watching football,
Mhm.
but like someone's like, "Yo, can we do watch party?" I'm like, "Hey, I can't do watch party.
Mhm.
Who wants to like? We'll do like a watch along on Thursday. We'll watch whatever series you want. Let me know. Like we have a
Mhm.
Discord channel, so like we'll hop in Discord and do it. But or like going down to Long Island. Like the first year I went down there, I think there was like I don't know, like maybe 7 or 8 of us. And last year there was like 14 of us. And like this year, I'm sure there's going to be more. So like,
Oh.
I want to try and give back. I want those people to like
Mhm.
get the experience, get the confidence. And then like when new people come in, like it's just a cycle, honestly.
Yeah, it really is. Like I'm happy to see more people coming in. And really I've realized that I think the sport should grow, and I hope it does. And I'm okay if like it ever makes it to the Olympics. It it'd be cool if it did. But I'm also knowing if I never make it there either.
All right. And we're back. We had some technical difficulties. Next question, Brittany. What was the path to play? Oh my gosh. Rewind a little bit. What was the path to the current team you play on?
Um, it's a little crazy path. I think the only current team I'm on right now officially is Fang for my women's side. I was on Instinct for a bit, but decided to step away from that this upcoming season. It's so weird. It like flip flop for the longest time. I was basically like a free agent, for women's, and did that for a while, and then now I'm on Fang, and then I basically started off kind of too like with a few co-ed teams or mixed teams, and then wound up tripping on Instinct and been on that for a while. So it's kind of messy. Like I feel like I enjoyed kind of getting to know different teams and different playing styles for women for a really long time, and then like decided to commit to Fang. And Instinct was nice because it was all people I played here with Phoenix, so we all like had just really good chemistry and playing together here and then traveling all over.
I always get Echo and Instinct mixed up every single time.
I feel like Echo is normally like Kate Gong, Payan, Ketchum. Um, like I think Grace plays with them too, and I know they pick up Luann too.
I think what gets me is because like Luann, she played on Moist last year, at least for one tournament. I think what gets me is
Hmm.
Gage because I think he hops around on both teams, right? Or
Yeah, well,
Rue too.
um, no, I think Gage usually is on Instinct. I think Cam would sometimes do Echo. Um, and then like the other women on Instinct could be like me, Emily Fishman, and Carla. And I don't like. I think like I know Carla's been on Flex for women's mostly, and then yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe it's like I don't know. Maybe it's the way I confuse you and Matt. I'm like same font, kind of like very similar.
I think I just with the mixed, I kind of just check out. Honestly, I see the schedule. I'm like, oh, I know that team. But I mean,
Hmm.
team like players hop around a little bit, and then the team names
Hmm.
like they're never. Yeah, there's some that are the same, but I feel like there's always like five or six new ones. So you're like, who's that? And then you go on the court, you're like, oh, that's them. They just changed their name.
Yeah, that makes sense. It does feel like mix can be a little bit like more changing, whereas like
Hmm.
some like men open and women's are typically the same.
Yeah. All right. Next question. Build your female dodgeball Mount Rushmore of goats.
Ooh, that's such a good question. I wrote down. I did my research for this. I was like, who would I be? Who would I want on this team? I had to think about it. Okay, six six women. I pick Katie Sanchez, Brenda Kramer, Betty Mack, Cynthia Lee, Lisa Mora, and Ashley Cook.
The solid
Uh,
six.
I like I I think this was a pretty like well-rounded team. I met Betty Mack like when I first started playing, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, this woman's amazing." Like I look up to Betty so much. I think I try to follow women who have like similar um play styles and like body shapes like me because obviously like I'm not Ashley Cook size. I'm never going to have like her long arms to throw that hard. So it's kind of hard to like look up to someone that like I'm just physically not built like that. So yeah, Betty Mac's always been someone I've looked out for. Brenda Kramer, she's a beast and she's so smart too. I got to play with Lisa Moore once too, and she's so sweet. Like she was very nice. And then Cynthia Lee is too. So I just felt like they were super well-rounded, like amazing athletes.
I have a confession. I
Confess.
I think I know like four of those ladies, and I've heard. I think I've heard of the other ones, but I don't know.
To be fair, like that's how I this is why I tell people I still feel new because there are just so many people out there that like I don't know or just like I haven't heard of. So I'm telling you, I feel like I'm not a good dodgeball person because sometimes I'm just like, who's that? Who's that again? Like, oh, you met this person or oh, you know this person. I'm like, I meet so many people all the time. I'm so sorry. So like yeah, Katie, Brenda, and Ashley are USA players, and then Betty Mack plays on Rack Attack. Cynthia Lee, I think what is she on right now? Is she on Valkyrie? I'm not sure what team she's on. She's a Canadian player, and Lisa Mora. too, also a Canadian player. But
Oh, okay, okay. I don't feel that bad then now that they're from Canada.
I
Now
was
that I
like,
don't
yeah,
like Canada, I just don't know Canadian girls.
yeah, and that's how I am too. I'm like, there's a ton of other like amazing players from all over the world. I just don't know them that well. Or so shout out to all the other players from all over the country. You guys are great. I'm sorry we haven't met yet.
All right, and my last question from me. Do you have any hobbies other than dodgeball?
Pokemon Go. There's like
Pogo.
a yeah, dude, there's a decent amount of us who play Pokemon Go in the dodgeball community. I didn't realize it until like, I don't know, this past few months. So I play Pokemon Go a lot. You can add me if you want. I may or may not send you gifts because I'm always trying to my inventory is always full, but I do that. I like to read a lot and I read like anything and everything. Um, I like to play Animal Crossing too. Um, I knit and crochet. I have like a lot of old lady hobbies and things that I do. But yeah, I play a lot of other sports and things too. If I'm just like bored or have some free time and friends want me to like practice or sub for kickball, I'll do that too. So I'm kind of all over the place, like just doing a lot of different things.
Is kickball really big in Phoenix?
Yes, it is. Like it's I guess because we have like good outdoor weather year round, so it makes sense. Like that's why we have a lot of like the um MLB practice like teams here. A lot of like from the East Coast where it snows, like they come practice here because the weather's nicer. So I guess like it makes sense that kickball's big here, but is it big over there?
Yeah, so out here it's like a cult. So I played in like a free tournament one time and I had a terrible experience. People were like ready to fist fight. I was like, guys, we're literally playing a game that people play like children play at recess. Like I know dodgeball's the same way, but like I'm never gonna try and fight anyone at dodgeball. But people are ready to throw hands, and I'm like, this is absolutely insane. I finished out the day, and I'm like, I'm never coming back to this.
Well, that sucks. That's shitty. Like I don't play kickball. Like I never signed up for a season, but like I have a lot of people that do who will ask me to sub. And I have noticed like some people take it a bit more seriously or like to the point that they would fight for it too. And I'm like, dude, like at our grown age, at our big age, like absolutely not. My insurance doesn't cover fights at kickball. Like I'm not doing something dumb like that. So it's crazy to hear just how intense it gets. I guess not just here, but other places. Like it's fun, but it's just a game and it's not worth fighting over.
No, not at all. And it
Mm-mm.
is also Waka, which it was funny that you mentioned Waka earlier because there used to be Waka dodgeball, and I played in a Waka dodgeball tournament. It was like 15 on 15. Uh, it was a long tournament. We ended up winning. People were like very clearly getting hit. Like the refs could not give two
Mm.
shits. They were like literally drinking with a beer in their hand while refing. I'm like, all right, this guy doesn't care. And then like they had like a bar in their venue that we're playing at. So like I don't know, like we're literally just drinking afterwards, and refs come up and we're like all talking and stuff, and they're like, "Hey, man, like thanks for like being cool about the other team just being assholes, honestly." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna try to fight literally anyone. Like I would never fight anyone. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't fight anyone over anything super serious. But like there's certain lines that get crossed. You're like, no, we're throwing hands. But
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I get that. But yeah, kickball does seem to have a bit more heated rivalry, I think.
yeah, yeah, I'm like, nope, I'm all good."
Mm-mm, not for me. Thank you.
All right, we are back again. Some more technical difficulties, but we're here. All right, first question from Dan Alport. Dan asks, at what point in your dodgeball career did you realize you were a beast?
I read that question when he put it, and I was like, I don't know how to answer that. Dan's amazing. He's a beast. I don't know what he's talking about, but I appreciate the love. Thank you, Dan.
We got to bring that back. I feel like 10 years ago, you're like, yo, my boy over there, Matt, he's a beast.
That's true. I don't hear people saying that anymore. I don't even know what the kids say nowadays, or what they call, like, what's cool. What would be the equivalent of beast?
I don't even know. I
See,
have no
I don't
clue.
know. I would have to ask Jenko or something. I feel like he would know.
All right, next question. Question for Marissa. Marissa asks, What are you thinking before slash when you're setting up for your catches?
That is such a good question. And I feel like I could ask her that question because she catches everything too. Um, sh- I don't think anything is actually specifically going on in my mind. I think in my head, I'm kind of like, let's see where this ball goes. Am I dodging or actually catching it? I'm just trying to read, I think, the person who's throwing. I'm just trying to read like the release point and where things are going. And just trying to keep my mind open to the possibility of that, like, oh, this may go bananas and I have to actually dodge and not catch it. So just trying to keep my like headspace clear about I'm not committed to this catch, so we might have to move.
Hmm. Okay, next question. Sandy asks, what do you wish more people knew about playing dodgeball?
My sister and my dad asked some of these questions, and it's so cute, and I love that they did. um, Something that I wish people knew. I wish people more knew that this sport, like, I think a lot of people always give me, I'm sure they give you too, that like dip, dodge, dive, and like from the dodgeball movie.
Yes.
Like, oh, that's usually the always like the thing I kind of get. Um, I'm fine with it. It's funny, but I guess where people would get that, like, it's something I do because it's fun. I really just immensely enjoy this sport, and I wish more people did things that they enjoyed doing as a kid. Things that like brought them like joy for as like no matter as like silly as they think it is. Like, isn't that life just to like have fun and just go out there and do things that brought you like joy? Like I every time I always hear people like complaining about people or adults at like the skate park or stuff, I'm like, good. Like, let people enjoy the things they want to enjoy. Like, it's better than spending money or a bunch of other negative habits and coping mechanisms. Like, I wish more people did the things that made them enjoy life. So that's dodgeball for me.
That's a good answer.
Thanks.
All right, next question. Danica Stone asks, when did you start playing dodgeball and when did you get hooked?
Oh, shout out to Danica. She's amazing. When did I start playing dodgeball? When you get hit? Like I said, I when I started playing the first day at like open gym in New Mexico, I never stopped. I've loved dodgeball even since we played in like middle school. When every time it rained, we would go into the gym and play dodgeball. So I like lived for rainy days in middle school so we could play dodgeball. And just like you mentioned earlier, like if I could throw it at a man as hard as I could, like my favorite.
All right, next question. David asks, growing up, was sports a big part of your life? What keeps you so motivated to be the best?
Oh, my dad's so sweet. Yes, I've played sports all my life. I started off playing basketball. I know it's hard to believe at my short size. I started off playing basketball in like third grade and played all the way up into high school. Played volleyball, softball. I enjoyed all of them, but basketball was my favorite, probably then softball and volleyball. What keeps me motivated? I don't know. I like honestly, I think I love playing sports. It's so much fun, the team like camaraderie of it. And also I feel like my body's only gonna be this like capable for so long. Might as well just try. Like might as well go to the gym, eat better, practice, do all the things and see let's just see how if I push myself, let's just see how far I can go with this. So I'm only gonna be this young once. Might as well give it my all.
A good answer. All right, next question. Question from Gage. Gage asks, out of all the tournaments you've attended, what's the one you revisit out of wishing you had a redemption shot at a specific memory or pure fun vibes?
Mm, good question too. Very insightful questions from everybody. I love that. Um, Honestly, I think this past weekend in Sin City, I wish I would have done more. I think I enjoy Sin City and I like it, and I think I probably took too much of a backseat this tournament and should have been more active. But I think in my head, I'm always trying to make sure that everyone also feels that like, no, you get a chance to throw, you get an opportunity, and I think that sometimes I need to probably work on stepping up a bit more on playing. But for a tournament like this, like I think we did well. I just wish that I probably would have done more instead of just kind of handing off the ball a lot. Not that I think the people who I gave the ball to were incapable. It's just that, like, I paid to be here too, and I like playing this too, and I should push myself to play more.
Hmm. Okay, next question. Cone Padley asks, what's something I should know for when I get later in my career? What's some advice for youth players? Is there any youth players you're excited to see excel in the sport?
Mm, good question too. Well, I mean, other than him, I know he's putting in a lot of work, and I admire that. Like, if I would have known about dodgeball when I was his age, like, I would have. I feel like I would have been so much further along. Um, but for younger players, I think like the best advice I that comes to mind is like take care of your body. You only get one of it. Um, I think like, and as you age, like pass on that knowledge to others and help them grow too. I think, like I said, so many times I reflect back on the people who helped me be a better player. They were people who were at the top of the game and still are, I feel like. So I think the more you play, I think it's important to kind of um, keep an open mind to your role and who you can be helpful to and give an opportunity to.
Good answer. I know we got like 8 minutes left, but I do kind of want to add to this a little bit as well.
Mhm.
Kind of just something that you said, like a lot of dodgeball, I feel like yes, it happens in person when you're on the court. A lot of
Mhm.
it is off the court. Like if you were to see, not you specifically, but like the people who are watching, if you were to see like the things that players do to even get their bodies ready to play and the amount
Mhm.
of like film and footage and just like memory and like, okay, I know this player, like I know this player does this. Like I may never play him, but like I know that they do this. It's
Mhm.
just absolutely insane. And in my opinion, a lot of the work is off the court. You get on the court. I know what I need to do. I'm just going to execute it.
Exactly. I think it's one of those things. It's like once you're on the court, what's done is done. Like it's all this prep and the study and like everything else you've done before. Like I used to tell people that when I was in college, like I'm not going to pull all nighters. Like either I know it or I don't at this point. Cramming last second for me, like, is it going to do anything other than make me tired? Like it's all the other things you did. Did you eat healthy? Did you stretch? Are you going to the gym? Are you watching film? Are you asking questions? Like it's a lot of those other things that I think doing the small things consistently that make you a better player.
Mm-hmm. All right. Karina Sims asks, who is one player you've never played with but always wanted to team up with? If you could go back in time and tell yourself one thing to lean on as a rookie, what piece of advice would you give yourself?
That's another good question too. If I could go back in time, I think, as I said, I'd get better shoes. And I would probably, like I said, try all the positions, try corner. I should have pushed for corner more. I think as a girl, I'm kind of under the impression that, like, no, I can't do this. I just don't have an arm for it. And I should have just tried. Um, and as far as like playing with someone I never played for, I feel like that's something I'm actually been super blessed is that like I've been on so many different teams with so many amazing people. Like I I read Karina's question earlier and I honestly sat there trying to think like who have I not played with that I'd like to play with? And I was like, nope, played with this person, played with this person. Like there are an abundance of people I've played with that I would like, wow, I can't believe I had the opportunity. I think like people I'd like to play with, probably like you and Matt. I think you guys are so much fun. Like I that's why I enjoy playing with Gage too, because he's fast and I like playing fast. So I imagine playing with you guys too would also be fun. Someone else who comes to mind is like Betty Mack for her being part of my like monumental woman. I would like love. I've never actually played with her. And I think she's just so much fun to watch. Her and her whole Rack Attack team are always like so much fun to watch.
Mm-hmm. All right. Two more questions. Bo asks, biggest thing you want to improve on this year in your game?
Ooh, good question. Um, this year I wanted to work on, well, I wanted to work on like pitch back, double pitch back more, and I felt like I got that down pretty well pretty quickly. So like that was cool. Um, But honestly, it's like off the court stuff, like taking care of my body more. I had an injury that kept me from playing in Mexico City a lot. That's like taking forever to recover. And just like a healthier lifestyle, because I felt like there were times that I even got sick in Mexico City. It just Mexico City was a fun
The
tournament,
water.
but yeah, no,
Oh, oh.
no. I promise I did well with the water. I think we had the Harry Potter tournament the weekend before, and I think I got a bug from there that I thought was just allergies. But by the time like Mexico hit, I was all like, still not feeling good, still not feeling good. And then by the time Mexico City was done, I was not good. My knee was still hurt. I was not feeling good. And I think for me, that was just like, girl, like say no or your body will. Like I should have taken a break. Like I should have not played as much. So I think like a personal goals is just to probably maybe say no to dodgeball more to take better care of myself. Like in a weird twist, I should probably just be doing better about that.
Yeah, that's where I'm kind of. I think this year I'm like, all right, like last year I was looking at all the tournaments. I have a spreadsheet. And there's like 26 tournaments I played in. And I'm like, you know what? I don't need to play in 26 tournaments.
It's a lot, and it's dodgeball's hard on your body. I think people realize just how often that like I've broken so many things and fractured stuff. I tell people like it's a hard sport.
For sure. All right, and last question. Bo asks, I feel like you're a bit underrated. How do you use that as fuel to keep improving and reaching new heights?
Uh, Honestly, I think being underrated has kept me like humble in a really healthy way, and not because like I needed to be humbled, but because it like kept me focused on the work instead of maybe like attention or like noise or other things that like could have influenced me. But like the things that like some things that really stick with me, or like I've had someone come up to me and say, are you Brittany? And I'm like, yes. And she's like, oh yeah, I watch all your videos on Cactus. And I was like, you do? And she's like, yeah. She's like, I feel like we have similar playing styles and same body builds. So like I watch all your stuff to see what I can do. And I was like, oh my gosh, like that was so like eye-opening to me. And or like someone else I met this weekend at Sin City, I was talking to, and I was like, oh, I'm Brittany. And they're like, yeah, I know who you are. I see you on the USA stuff. And I didn't know who this person was. So I was just like, oh, nice to meet you. And like I think for me, it's like in those moments that make me realize, it's those quieter moments of recognition that show like even if I feel like I'm an underrated player, like people do notice. Even like if I don't really notice. And I think it's kind of worked to my benefit because then I go up against people that just sometimes don't know who I am, or don't know like the level I guess I play at. Um and I quickly take advantage of like catching in my pocket all the time or just slowly taking them out. So it's something that I feel like those moments remind me that like impact doesn't always like isn't always loud, but it is meaningful. So um it's my this has been my personal journey and path in dodgeball, and I've grown to love it. Like I think I'm happy being someone that others see and notice and still can hopefully give back to them.
That's a really good answer. Also, I don't think you're underrated.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, we got 1 minute left. Let's hit the outro. Any closing thoughts slash shout outs?
Yes, I have shout out Gage for always being someone I can bug no matter what. And always practice with me, or I tell him I want to be faster. You want to run a mile? And he's like, okay, so he'll just run with me. Shout out Monique Aguilar. She's LA based. She used to play in Whisper. She was like one of the first people that like vouched for me to play on Whisper for a few tournaments. And I always sing her praises and tell her like I really appreciate you sticking up for me when I was still a very new player. No one knew who I was. So Cactus Dodgeball too, the community has been so helpful and great, and everyone in it, and the social media team, Tony, Katie, and all of them who run it. Like I truly know I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for this massive army of people behind me who have pushed me, supported me, talked, spoke well about me in rooms when I wasn't in them. I cannot thank like everybody in this few more minutes left, but you know who you are, and I gotta say, I hope I can give back that to everybody else who's trying in this sport.
That social media team is crazy too, because
Hmm.
like for Connecticut dodgeball, we're like, yo, we need to be cactus. Like we're not gonna be cactus, but like we're watching the videos. So I'm like, yo, we got to do. So like we have some stuff kind of in the works right now, but I'm like, we got to do shit like this. They're so good.
And to you know what, like it's a group community effort. I was taking all the pictures and things for Sin City this year to send to Kenny so he can upload them. We have another girl that does some social media stuff. We have another guy who takes a lot of pictures. So like it really is a group effort to get like the community stuff going. And I try to help out too as much as I can because like I said, the recognition and the support means the world to the players and the community.
Yeah, for Connecticut dodgeball, like I record everything on my phone, which is great because I can do it in 4K. But I told everyone like my phone is your phone for the next 2 hours. If you see no one's on the phone, pick it up, record. I do not care.
Mhm. Yeah, I try to too. Like I get GoPro footage. I'm trying to get there. Not like you, but I'm trying.
All right, two more questions. What's one guest you'd like to see on Bromance?
Ooh, that's a good question. Um, have you had Dachenko yet?
I have not. No, that's a good one.
I I I I've had the pleasure of playing with Nick on several teams. He's so funny. Like I like playing with him, and he's so young, so I feel like he always has such a like different perspective. And then I love like I want Nick to be on your show so he can like clip farm different things and stuff. And because it's just funny. I can never wait for him to drop like more clips that he's doing. I think it's the whole like it's so good. We need people his age to come. It's so funny.
That's a good one. Yeah, he was on Kim's last year, but
Hmm.
I have to go back, listen to it, and figure out like questions I could ask him that would be different. But yeah,
Okay.
that's a good suggestion.
Yeah, I hope so.
All right, and last question: where can people find you on social media?
Ooh, you can find me on Instagram. It's probably where I'm the most active. I have Facebook, but I don't really use it. So Instagram, Brittany, Britney 10_23. So I'll post dodgeball stuff there, and I'm always like reposting cactus stuff. You follow Cactus Dodgeball too. You can catch a lot of other amazing people in that league who play and just some pretty cool dodgeball content.
Awesome. That's it.
Perfect.
All right, thanks for hopping on.
Yay. Thanks for having me.
Anytime. Peace.
Bye.